All right, welcome back, everyone, for another episode of Dine and Dish. And this is going to be a very interesting show, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed because this is take 3, take 4, take 5. You know how they say in the movies, take 3? Well, here we go. So we are joined today by one of my closest friends in London. He's actually not in London. We tried to film in London, didn't work. So now we're trying from another country. But welcome to the show, Jimmie Martin. And I hope to God you don't glitch. And I hope to God we're not delayed. But welcome to Dine and Dish for the 4th time.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Calling in from Greece, Crete. I had to go just for you to just get some different kind of signal here, but I'm sure we have connected now. It's great. Let's go.
Yeah. So I have to tell you, we tried to film in his studio in London. We had the best connection after an hour and a half of trying to connect, but then we had no cord. The laptop died, no battery. You know, today we have no Wi-Fi. We definitely are not the best when it comes to technology, but when it comes to creativity, artwork, our business mind, and our savvy thoughts, we are the best. But we stay away from technology.
I think that's a safe thing to say, yes.
So before we get started, I definitely have to introduce you. I mean, your artistic journey and what you've done and the pieces you create are just, recognized all over the world. I mean, you've worked with some of the largest stars, some of the most amazing people. So before we get started, I would love for you to introduce yourself and who you are and what you do. And then we can talk about your artistic journey and some of the artists you work for. And I mean, I'm a huge fan. I have a bunch of your pieces and I love your work. And I know everybody that I show your pieces to love what you do. So why don't you spend a couple minutes and talk about yourself?
Okay, hello. Couple of minutes by myself. Wow. Okay, great. We just started. So, my name is Jimmie. I'm Swedish. I started my company about 26 years ago with my business partner Martin. So together we are Jimmie Martin. We're based in London and we customize. We started off by customizing old furniture, artwork, giving new life into something that people kind of wanted to throw away. But that's then grown into furniture, to sculptures, to lighting, to pillows, wallpapers, rugs, you name it, and full interior design service as well. But yes, so that's a quick thing. That's not 2 minutes at all. Michelle, how much did you get into this?
Well, talk about how you came up with these ideas. I mean, because some of your pieces are so cool and so unique. Like we talked about when we were together at dinner, so many people try to copy your work, because it is very unique and they don't want to, ship things all over the world and they try to replicate what you do. And I mean, it's not the same. I mean, I've seen other stuff that looks like your work and, you truly have such a unique touch and a unique brand. So talk about how you come up with those ideas and, you've done chairs for Madonna for her show, and you've worked with so many cool artists. So how do you come up with these memorable pieces and spaces? And then, I want to talk about your interior design mind as well, not just your art pieces.
Um, well, initially, I mean, go back many, many years. I moved away from home when I was 15 years old, and I rented an apartment based on my mom had a low income, so I got extra benefits from that. So I got that benefits, and I had a job delivering flowers in the after school. I spent all my money on going to places like H&M to buy clothes because I loved fashion. Bought art pieces. I went to antique markets and I dragged things home that I found off the street into my little penthouse, I like to call it. But I spent all my money on interiors and fashion when I was 15, which is clearly only 15 years ago.
Well,
Excuse
should
you.
we talk about peptides and youth drugs? Is this the time we should get into what's keeping us young?
I'm not going into this. Thank you very much. Anyway, swiftly moving on. So, where was I? So, I was always
shopping, design pieces.
it's in arts, for example. So I painted on things. I then got scouted to join the fashion business many years ago, which then took me to London, Paris, Milan, New York, and stuff. And still being my artistic kind of thing, because I decorated my little penthouse, which when I was 15 years old, with things I found. But then I had my fashion sense, and then I had my arts. Everything kind of came together years and years down the line without me even thinking about it. Um, I ended up working in a hotel as a bellboy for a year at one of the Ian Schrager hotels, which Philip Stark designed. And I think that's where I got my inspiration from, where he used a lot of his kind of French Baroque items and things. And it was kind of cool finishes and stuff, and in a really modern setting, which I thought, oh, this is kind of cool. So I think that's where my main inspiration came from. And I started buying things from secondhand stores, flea markets, and things for my own place, not thinking that I'm going to ever do anything about furniture and design. This is just for my own thing. So that's really how it started. And out of nowhere, someone saw pieces being moved from our town when we moved, me and Martin, because me and Martin we were a couple back then. And we moved from one home to another home, and someone came running down the street and say, "Where have you bought that furniture? I need to sell it in my store." I was like, "Well, we made it." It was like a Louis XVI kind of chair, which I had painted, done the frame and painted a candelabra or something way back in the day. So we're talking about almost 30 years ago now. So that led to the next thing. We had to register a company because he wanted to sell that in the store. So one day we had a phone call from Design Decoration Awards in London, which said that we strongly suggest that you enter this award ceremony. But that was £200, and both me and Martin, we were like unemployed. We had no money, and we ended up going ahead and winning the best new design in the UK without ever selling a single piece of item. So from there, like everything just kicked off. We had clients all over the world and into all the press and media, and yeah, the rest is history, really. Um,
Yeah. So in terms of, wow, what a story. It's like Madonna's story. We're both huge Madonna fans. And it's like, same with her. Came in and started with nothing and built such an iconic brand. And you also have built such an iconic brand. I mean, your name's recognized in so many different countries. I mean, how much work have you done in New York and in the States? And I mean, look, we found each other. I'm in Maryland and we're like
yeah.
hours apart.
But the thing is, when we got this big award, was nobody did what we did back then. Yeah, of course, Philip Stark had done a few hotels with a few cool pieces in, but the trends in interiors were mocha, cream, minimal. Nobody liked old brown furniture, as they call it, all the antique furniture. Nobody was interested in that. So I took it to one step further, because why throw away all these years and years of history, hundreds of years of history, when and replacing with cream boxes? It just didn't make sense to me. So when I could then put a spin on that kind of thing, so I kind of created this whole new trend back then. I mean, if you go on Instagram right now, you'll see 1,000 companies trying to do the similar kind of upcycling or restoring, and I don't know. But it's quite nice. I think we were literally in every single magazine for several years, and kind of started a new whole trend of kind of being eco-friendly and redoing old things, which I think is quite important as well. Not saying that everything we do ourselves are always there's brand new pieces which we redo, but as a big portion today is working on old antique finishes, and frames, as you say. But then I take it one step further. So everything I do is hand painted, hand finishes. So each client has his own unique item, and even up until today, I'm the one who's being hands-on and speaking to the clients. I want the clients to have a special journey and create something really cool, perfect for the space that nobody else has. And yes, of course, people can do what I do. It's always easy to say I have an idea similar, but when it comes down to execution, by all means, people can they build up a business on it? I don't know. I mean, good.
Then we're not getting authentic Jimmie.
No, and the thing is, you never know what. And I don't know where I get my inspiration from, but because I've done this for so many years now, I have thousands of pieces on my Instagram and my website. A lot of times people come today, I like this, what you've done before, and I want it in different colors. So this it's a different kind of way. I don't always have to reinvent myself, because I built up such a huge library of history now of items. But in the beginning, it was more like inspiration always came from everyday life, living in London, traveling. It's great. I don't sit and brainstorm and try what's the next trend. And I don't follow trends. Maybe I create
Yeah.
them.
Well, I love the story. I had no idea that you started in hotels and, all these different areas. I mean, it's funny, every show I do, we talk about hospitality and restaurants and hotels, and everybody that I've interviewed or have spoken to have started somewhere in hospitality. And it's interesting because, when my show started off, it was all about restaurant space and bringing in different creative people in that space. And we talk about, what hospitality does. It just teaches such cool skills, and you learn that creative being. I mean, that's kind of my thing. And I think that's why you and I have connected so well, and even Erica connecting so well. Cause I mean, I love that creative mind. I love art and I love that whole space. So, and one thing that I love about you is just the ability to be authentic. What you do is so cool. I mean, even the chairs you design for me, it's taking my quotes and my vision and then putting it all together into such a cool, unique piece. And that really is what sets you out and that's how you stand out in this space, right?
Well,
Being
I think
authentic is so important.
I think it's really important for me. I mean, I can go in and do mass produced furniture, which is not very interesting. Like, I mean, which a million shops around stores around the world can want to buy, but I'm not interested. I'm not interested in opening up a store next door to sell beige furniture. I'm not interested. My things is, even when it comes to interior design, I like to take the clients on a journey. I want to take you through a process to make you feel included. You open up your eyes and you like something, or you don't like something. I explain to you why it's not a threat and how you can actually like it, how it can actually work with you and your space, whether it's commercial, in a residential space, or just it doesn't really matter. I want people to have a real personal experience and personal item. But again, I can do that personal item for a commercial space in a mass in a different way. I can work with you in so many different ways, but I just want you to have the best experience in something different that no one else can just go and buy off the shelf. So,
Yeah. So, what's interesting, even with designing restaurants, so you do both. You've done restaurants, you've done residential, you've done tours for stars. What's great about it is you reinvent that space. So it doesn't have to always be about the price. It's about the experience. And even when we're building restaurants and, I do all the designs myself, I always say it's about the experience. People love the experience. And I think even when you did my pieces, we worked together. We worked on my vision and we took my vision and we put your vision and my vision together. And that experience is so important. And whether you're a restaurateur, you're an artist, everybody's all about the experience. It's not about the food, it's not about the art, it's about what gets you to that experience. I mean, we were just, Erica, her show's going to air this week, and we talked about the same thing. Even when she designs her pieces, it's something she sees at night when she's sleeping and she creates this design. But again, it's about the experience. So, talk to me about, how you got into the space of, you just did restaurants, you've done bars, you've done so many different hospitality spaces. How did you get involved there? So you're taking your designs now and you're helping restaurateurs design space. And then, that kind of builds a bridge between what I do and what you do.
well, I think it's it's more so that over the years I managed to build up a brand and I have my own identity. And as you said before, it's the people trying to do similar things are doing similar things to me, but because I kind of have built it up and I'm kind of the king of what I do in a little bit of way. I have my style. And whether the style is right in your face, being really crazy rock and roll and bright and colorful, or toned down, a lot of people still see that it's my style. Even if it's an old white plain beige place, can you imagine I said that? I can still mix and match different kind of things, but people still see the edge that this is a Jimmie Martin style. And based on that, people have now come to me and said, "Hey, can you help me with this restaurant? Can you help me with this?" Um, I'm not an a, I'm not an educated interior designer. I don't have the background. It's all what's in here. I have an eye. I can put things together. I have billionaire clients where I put I don't know, I'm going to talk dollar now because you're in dollars, a $50 rug next to a $50,000 sofa, you know, it doesn't matter. If it looks right, if it's the right combination, it does not matter what things cost. If you have the vision to create the whole overall picture, that's the beauty of it. Someone who just put in expensive, expensive, expensive does not mean it's right or look nice. You know, it's interior design for me is like me being an artist for many years. It's like painting a blank canvas. I can actually paint it with lots of people's different designs and artworks and furniture and lighting and gardeners, everything, you know. And I rarely put my own pieces in unless the client really want my pieces in. So for me, it's a new, fresh way to create an experience and it's a commercial space and residential space to actually build things up, just paint this picture and let people actually live in a weird and wonderful world, which doesn't always have to be weird, of course, but hey, you know, a little bit unexpected would be nice. Even if it's a plain place, it still look more interesting than most other plain places is because I have mixed things, which is maybe not expected at all times.
Yeah. So, talk to me a little bit. Every show that I do, we always kind of wind up talking about COVID and AI because both of them are just changing the world. And I'm sure, even with your business, when COVID hit, it was probably hard to source products and find different things. And I mean, it changed the world in terms of shipping and the way people buy and the way people look at things. And now AI is doing the same thing, because now people feel that they can be lawyers, they can be doctors, they can be artists and graphic creators because they can use AI to do that. Talk to me about how AI and the creativity behind it is affecting your industry, because it's affected every industry that, I've worked with. Do you see a difference in how you work and how clients actually now order or buy from you?
Well, the thing is, but first of all, COVID was the best year for me because everyone's stuck at home. So they started looking at the spaces and think, what can I do? I need something fresh. So we had a really good year when the COVID was there, the best year to date. Um, when
Yeah, well,
AI,
people sat home and it gave them a reason to spend money. Look, I mean, Jannar and I we were so bored. We had nothing to do. We were sitting at a table and I said to him, I said, God, you want to take a ride to the beach? And he's like, yeah, we have nothing better to do. I mean, the whole world was shut down and crazy me looked at him and said, should we buy a beach house? And he was like, okay. So we
I
wound
see,
up buying a beach house. Wait, this is no lie. We wound up buying a beach house. That beach house 1 year later tripled in value because the whole world changed because everybody then ran out of New York, ran to the beach, left Boston. I mean, it was a great real estate investment. I mean, people really believe it or not, I mean, it's horrible to say because a lot of people died and it was a horrible time for a lot of people. But on the other side, flip side, I mean, a lot of people made great decisions, buying decisions. They were home. I mean, look at your business. People were home looking at how can we redo our house and, and get creative, right? I mean, I did. I redid half my house in COVID.
no, but it's true. Like people are forced to start looking at their lives in a different kind of way. And like you get stuck at home working from home. It's like, do I really want to live like this? Actually, that's when people realize I don't need to live in just a boring place. You know, when you're forced to stay
Well,
at
and
home,
now
people
so many people at Zoom and they got to work from home. So now they need a background like your hotel room that they need to make sure the backgrounds are good, So I know, right? It's definitely not a Jimmie Martin design.
no, it's tiles though. It's funny. It's ceramic tiles. Anyway,
So I have to tell you, we actually used a similar tile in like black and white where it looks like you can actually move the tiles around to change it. We used something similar in one of our restaurants in the bathroom, believe it or not, in black and white. Not that, but something similar.
well, when it comes to the AI part of it, I I mean, I started my Instagram way too late. I started my Instagram like 10 years after everyone else. I had this two little boys. Like, oh, your Instagram is blah, 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 blah. And, they started telling me off. So same thing with AI. I'm quite a late person. I mean, I guess we're born in a certain time, right?
Yeah.
If Yep.
That's why we are technologically challenged.
I mean, just to put a cable into something. Which end do you put it into? And
And wait, Jimmie,
you
if I would have had Vivi, if I would have had Vivi at your store, she's 7, she probably could have figured it out for us because she
yeah,
spends more time on iPads and iPhones. And I mean, the age difference is,
I mean, the thing is, do I not do enough? I'm thinking. Do I have to learn how to put the cables into computers as well?
yes,
I mean, that's kind
because
of
it took
hard
us
for
4
me.
times to film this show.
I know. So, I mean, God knows. So when it comes to AI, I literally just started a couple of weeks ago, like using ChatGPT, like for images. And oh my God, it's brilliant. So I think platforms like that are amazing for concepts, to create concepts all the time. When it comes to interior design, if you don't really have the knowledge, I mean, you can never get into my mind, my brain, how I want to do things. Anyone can keep on asking AI over and over again and do drawings and things. But at the end of the day, you also need to be able to deal with the contractors. You need to deal with, you need to find the right people. You need to find where do I buy this furniture from, and who do I open up a trade account with. I mean, it's all great to get concepts from. I think it's amazing. If you then work with an interior designer who said, "This is what I want," or someone who actually is, I don't know, a PA or whatever, like find these things, it's probably works in a different way. I think depending on the project, it's if you have a large scale project, you're going to need an architect. You need a whole
Of
team.
course, engineers, architects,
And
designers. Yeah,
AI
large
will
projects, of
take a long
course.
time until AI have figured out exactly which team member to work with, which. But I think it's amazing for concepts. We've been playing around with with ChatGPT and looking at ourselves how old we will look in 15 years on this holiday. Great, it's great. It's nothing about interiors, but it's quite kind of fun.
I know, right? So talk to me about, I know you don't really follow the trends so much because you are a trendsetter, but talk to me a little bit about what you're seeing in terms of art and hospitality and trends, because things do change, colors change, palettes change. I mean, talk to me how you think things are heading in terms of design and creativity.
Well, I think for a while it was all very minimal and things, and I mean trends keeps on coming and going, and all I'm thinking is like, God, the people who's following the trends, they need to invest so much money because in 5 years it's going to be completely gone. You need to redo the whole place again. And when it comes to homes, I mean, you think commercial is one thing, we need to reinvent ourselves, but a home, we can't change our home every 5 years. I mean, we save things,
But you
we buy.
can. It just depends what your budget is.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Um, but I think like the minimal kind of tone and tone beige look or brown look kind of thing now turned into this look, which is everywhere. Every hotel has it. Every restaurant has it. It's all. I mean, the colors are much nicer. There's a lot of muted colors going on right now, but I feel like every new establishment have the same curved sofas with a rusty brown and reds and greens and purples. I like the colors. What I don't like about the whole thing is that it's all looking the same. This restaurant looks like the same hotel lobby, looks like the same Soho house. They're all trying to do the same thing, and I find it extremely uninteresting when identities yet again are taken away.
So I
I
have to
think,
tell you, I'm very much like you. Like I see things. I go into a room and I see what it should look like, especially when we're doing restaurants. I mean, they kind of flash in front of me. And I'm like, oh, this should be here. This should be here. And I like very bold. I like black and whites and reds. And I love the whole Mackenzie Child. And I love your artsy and fun rock kind of vibe. And I love Erica's phone booths. And so like, I love the very artsy, creative piece. But now here's the biggest question for you. And I hear this all the time. You know, you now have somebody that hires you to create a space and you can't see what they see. For example, like Annapolis, Maryland is very like crabs and ducks and lobsters and blue and white and very Pottery Barn. And that's not my space. And, if somebody asks you to design a space, but that's kind of their vibe, how do you get them to kind of see your vision if that's not their vision? I mean, that's a hard thing to do. I mean, because everybody's always asked me for years, why don't you get into design? And I'm like, because I don't see ducks. Like, I don't see, I can't design that. Like, I have to design what I see, right? No, I mean, I don't want ducks. I don't want to see
Ducks.
lobster pants and khakis with crabs on. I'm like, that's not my vibe. And if somebody said to me, hey, I need you to design my kitchen, or I need you to design a space and this is what I see, and you don't see that, what do you do? That's a challenge for me, right?
Well, the thing is, someone who's into ducks and things and wants
Right.
that kind of poncy little look,
You would
they would
hope, but
never
what if
come
they
to me as
do?
an interior designer. So no, but then I will tell them how to make the duck look rock
We're
and
going to
roll.
take your duck. We're going to make it black and white. I'm going to put my graffiti on it, and it's going to have big red lipstick.
Yeah. No, but the thing is, all my interior design projects looks completely different from the next, but there's still a theme in there, and it's always like expect the unexpected in the whole process, and it's always finished off so it looks really personal, completed piece. I have not spared any moments of any items of like bits on the coffee tables and side tables, and there's things everywhere. I deliver a whole complete space all the time, but every client is different. I always design based on what the client is, want to use the space for, who they are. I always want someone to come home and say, excuse my language, F me, do I live here, or wake up in the morning. I think I want them to feel like a superstar, because they like, when people travel, they like to stay in really cool hotels and stuff, and they wake up and they feel like, wow, this is such a cool place, and this sets the day off completely amazing. But
Spaces are so
the
important. I
interior
mean, I'm
design,
glad you said that because you want to come home every night and go, wow, I love where I live. I love where I wake up. I mean, even when I leave the house every single day, like I make sure every bed is perfect, the house is perfect. So when I come home at night, it's like, feels such a good space to go into. I mean, we were just in Positano, and I got to talk really quickly about. We stayed at Villa Franca, the Hotel Villa Franca, which is such a cool vibe and a cool space. I mean, it's not your typical Positano type hotel. I mean, it had like a lot of the cool metal art statues by the pool where the tables were kind of metal, and it was very vibey and very modern and very cool, but not for everybody. You got to like that kind of design. But going back to what you said, a space is so important and you got to feel great in that space. I mean, spaces are energy, right? They create energy, whether it's good or bad. So you have to design to the energy of the space.
absolutely. And the thing is, I mean, if someone comes in and interested in ducks, I'm going to have a duck tattoo after
You can
this
put it
holiday,
right
by the
next to
way.
Madonna.
If they're interested in ducks or whatever, but it's my job to make them understand. I'm not just going to sit and listen. Okay, I'll give you a duck who does exactly what the client says. But I mean, if that's the case, then what's the point of having the interior designer, right? It's my job to tell them what I think works and doesn't work, and give them new things that they would never have considered. And even if they say certain things they don't like, I want this 500 ducks on the wall, so no, I'm going to give you a massive duck instead, and this is the reason why, because this
Right.
will have a nice balance between this area and that area. You see, you get you and your ducks in, and we create something new and exciting for you. Because if
Yeah.
someone is so stuck in the vision of things, then they wouldn't really come to me or an interior designer. Any interior designer who does who does their own kind of thing would never accept that kind of work either.
Yeah.
Unless it's take any job and just, creativity is creativity. There's so many interior designers out there who's not creative to start with.
Yeah.
Because you have an interior design degree does not really mean that you're an interior designer, I think. It's an art form. You need to have it within, you need to balance and things, and you need to listen to clients, but you also need to give you not your
You
style,
listen
but
to
you
them, but you ignore them. You got to listen to them, but then kind of change what they're, you know.
absolutely always ignore the client.
That's probably not great advice, Jimmie.
That's
Ignore the
really not.
client.
I
Who
always
cares what they
listen to
say?
that is not Michelle.
All right. So at the end of every show, because obviously we're going to run out of time and I could talk to you for hours, but you have dinner reservations because for you it is 7 hours forward. But before we go, I always do lightning round questions to kind of get quick answers into your inspiration and how you feel in your space. So talk to me about your favorite city for inspiration. Where do you go when you need something cool to inspire you?
I never look for inspiration. However, London, by all means, will always be the biggest inspiration.
I love London. I have to tell you, here we go. I'm going to digress. I digress every show, but London's probably one of my favorite places in the world. And I've been talking about it for forever to my husband. And, being from Italy, he's never been there. This was his first trip. And I had to kind of like push him a little bit to go at the end of Italy. I'm like, we have to go. You have to see it. It's on the way home. It's super easy. It's a great place to stop. It's great for Vivi for like history, for her to see Big Ben and the London Bridge and the Eye and all this stuff. And he finally agreed to it. And then we got there and he's like, wow, this is a really cool city. I really like it. And I'm like, see, I told you, this is why I want to move here. And
It's such a great place because you
it
have so many.
is.
I've been in London since 1998. So that's 28 years now. And there's so many parts of London I haven't even seen yet. But it's like you take a massive high-rise city and you bang it and you make it really, really wide and big. So it's like a gigantic small town with so many different areas. But also by being in London, you can just get on a plane anywhere in Europe for 2 hours in a different,
I
completely different.
love that. He
Yeah.
can literally leave London and be home to see his family in 2.5 hours. And just what you said, it's like Boston and New York had a baby and London was born. So it's not the big, I love New York. New York is like my heart. It's like one of my favorite places in the world. But you take London and London just feels, it's just safe and it's clean and it just takes New York to another level. It's just a really cool place. So there's my 2 cents on my favorite city. So I agree with you 100%. And I can move to London tomorrow if I could talk my family into it. And then I'll be your neighbor. Then you can design everything for me. Every room. I'd have the Jimmie Martin house.
Hey,
All right. So,
perfect. Sounds good. Everyone heard
okay,
that, right?
perfect.
We'll cut
So
that part
talk
out.
to me about your favorite hotel in the world, because I know you travel a lot and you've done a lot of really cool projects. So talk to me about one of your favorite hotels. I know you did some designs that in Monaco and you've been kind of Monte Carlo. You've done so many cool projects. So what's your favorite?
I actually don't have a favorite hotel at all. You put me on the spot here because I'm a homeboy, and when I travel, I just don't stay in the hotels. I just go and hang out with friends and do what I need to do. But I'm actually in a stunning little hotel right now. It's a small eco boutique hotel in Crete, which is just really lovely. The food is absolutely amazing. The setting is gorgeous. The drinks and everything is just stunning. So I mean, I don't really have a specific hotel in mind. I do like the addition in London actually, but I don't stay in hotels in London. They have a beautiful restaurant
No.
and hotel lobby. Did you go there? It's a Berners Tavern. It's on Berners Street. It's stunning. It's like this really old. I don't know if it's an old bank or old something. You go into this gigantic hall, and the dining room is just covered in this big gold framed old
Okay,
pictures
why
up to
didn't
the
you tell me
ceiling.
about it when
Really,
I
really
was
high
there?
ceiling, tall ceiling.
Now I'm in Maryland. A little late. It should have been on my list of places to see. That's okay next time. Hey, you know what? That's a reason for me to come back. And I got to come back for your Halloween party too.
We were just talking about it. Are you coming back this year?
Maybe
Okay.
if I have a
We
reason.
just talked about it. 31st of, what's it, 31st of October, right? In an
October
Italian restaurant
31st.
just around the corner from where I live. Um, is yeah, I'm hoping for. I'm going to speak to the owner. So yeah, it's 31st of October. Put that in the diary just in case.
That's exciting. All right, and I have to ask. I listen. I already know the answer to this, but what's your favorite artist you've ever worked with?
I mean,
And I mean artist as in like singer.
hold on. I'm going to stand up here.
Okay, and for everybody listening, I have to tell you, this is a quick Jimmie Martin story. Um, I asked Jimmie to do a picture for me. I wanted a picture for over the bed, and I sent him this inspiration, and he actually used his own arms to make the picture for me, pouring champagne into glasses. So I actually have those arms on my
Which
wall.
is kind of weird.
No, not at all. When you see the image, I mean, it was.
Well, yeah, exactly. Miss Ciccone, Madonna, is shown there as well. So of course it's Madonna, who's a client of mine, and I did the Super Bowl film many years ago. So she's of course.
That is so cool.
But you were also Madonna, and your daughter was Madonna at our Halloween party, and
We
you
were.
also got the Madonna angel of mine.
I did.
So
To add a little context to what Jimmie's speaking about, he designs the Naughty Angels, and if for those listening, actually, this is a good segue into Jimmie. Where can everybody find you?
So they can find me on, well, easiest thing to go on Instagram, Jimmie Martin. No, just Jimmie Martin. It's JimmieMartin. Otherwise, jimmiemartin.com. But we have a store in London, in Soho, in the Ham Yard. Yeah.
Yeah. What Jimmie was speaking to, he does these super cool angels. They're called the Naughty Angels, and he actually has done 2 for me, and I actually want a 3rd one, which I'm going to get. But of course, I needed to do someone for my husband, which we did Frank, and then someone for me, who's my favorite, and we did Madonna. So when he had his Halloween party, I dressed up as the Naughty Angel that he created for me, and my daughter did another era of Madonna. So yes, so we definitely dressed up for Madonna for Halloween. Can you believe that was almost 3 years ago
Is it
already?
really? It's like 2
Yes.
years ago.
It was 3 years ago because Alana was not even married yet, and she's been married 2 years.
Really? Are you
Yeah.
sure it's 2 years ago? We only done it twice.
This Halloween will be 3 years.
Oh, the 3rd one.
Because I wasn't there last year.
Oh, yes, but it's 2 years ago. But the 3rd Halloween.
Yeah. 3rd Halloween. Yeah. It's crazy. Time goes so fast. All right. So for everybody listening, Jimmie, because our show's coming to an end, and hallelujah, it worked. You didn't glitch. You didn't get stuck. I could hear you 3 times a charm. What do you want to leave the listeners with? What's your best advice for design, your best advice for creativity and designing a space? And what do you want to leave everybody with today?
I don't know. I mean, just be yourself. Just put your own stamp on it. Don't try to copy someone else. And it's good to be inspired by people. Just don't try to copy things too much. Put your own stamp on it. I think it's but and you know what? Be a little bit crazy. Do something unexpected.
Yeah. Yeah. So, from the words of Jimmie, I will 1000% agree. I mean, life is about creating moments. It's about inspiring. It's about having a little bit of surprise and surprising people. I mean, those that come into my house, I mean, obviously it's not what you would see in typical Annapolis. People come in and they're like, oh, this is definitely not Annapolis. I'm like, yes, I'm not Annapolis. But creating great art is about being creative. And I will mirror what he just said about being authentic. Authenticity is probably the number one thing that people should really focus on, and being authentic to yourself, being authentic to the people you work with. And, I have to say for everybody listening, Jimmie's not just a friend, but he's definitely such a creative space, and the work that he creates is just one of a kind, and I love it. And I'm so glad we were able to finally do this. And that's the show, Jimmie. And we did it. We made it through 40
Should we do
minutes.
it next week again?
I would love to. I would love for you to come out. Let's do it live. Come see me this time.
Let's do it live with an audience.
No, it would just be live where we can't edit it, and we don't have a Steve creating for all the bloops. Actually, we could do bloopers. That'd be really funny.
Great, yeah.
All right, well, go have dinner and have a drink for me. And I love you. Have safe travels home, and call me when you get home. And that's another episode of Dine and Dish, and I'll see you soon. Bye, Jimmie. Thank you.